The Quran, the holy book of Islam, lays out a profound and comprehensive framework for understanding the relationship between the Creator and creation. It serves as a guide for Muslims, offering wisdom and direction in all aspects of life, including the fundamental principles of equality and justice. Central to this framework is the principle of equality among human beings. This principle is not just a social or political ideal, but a deeply spiritual one, rooted in the very essence of Islamic teachings. This principle transcends the boundaries of race, ethnicity, social status, and, importantly, gender. It calls for the recognition of the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background or circumstances. The Quran emphasizes the spiritual equality of men and women, recognizing their shared origin, their inherent dignity, and their equal potential for spiritual growth and divine reward. This spiritual equality is a cornerstone of Islamic belief, highlighting that both men and women are equally capable of achieving closeness to God. This essay delves into the spiritual foundations of human equity as enshrined in the Quran, exploring the verses that illuminate this fundamental Islamic principle. By examining these verses, we can gain a deeper understanding of how the Quran envisions a just and equitable society. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes that all human beings are created equal in the eyes of God. This divine equality is a reminder that no one is superior or inferior based on their race, gender, or social status. This equality is rooted in our shared origin from a single soul and our equal capacity for spiritual development. It underscores the idea that we are all part of a single human family, with equal potential to grow and develop spiritually.
Men and women are seen as partners in faith and in the journey towards God. They are encouraged to support and uplift each other, working together to fulfill their spiritual and moral responsibilities. They are entrusted with the same moral responsibilities and are judged by the same divine standards. This shared responsibility fosters a sense of unity and mutual respect between men and women. The Quran leaves no room for doubt. True piety and righteousness are not determined by gender, but by the quality of one's actions and the state of one's heart. It is the sincerity of one's faith and the goodness of one's deeds that matter most in the eyes of God. This principle of spiritual equality has profound implications for how we understand gender roles and relations in Islam. It challenges us to rethink traditional roles and to strive for a more balanced and equitable approach. It challenges patriarchal interpretations that seek to establish hierarchies based on gender. Instead, it calls for a re-evaluation of these interpretations in light of the Quran's emphasis on equality and justice. Instead, the Quran emphasizes cooperation, mutual respect, and shared responsibility between men and women. It encourages both genders to work together harmoniously, each contributing their unique strengths and perspectives. While recognizing biological and social differences, Islam promotes a framework of partnership and complementarity, where men and women work together to build a just and compassionate society. This partnership is essential for the well-being and progress of the community. Understanding the Quranic perspective on spiritual equality is essential for dispelling misconceptions and fostering a more inclusive and equitable world. It helps us to see beyond superficial differences and to appreciate the deeper spiritual truths that unite us. By recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, regardless of gender, we can create a society that reflects the true spirit of Islamic teachings. A society founded on justice, compassion, and respect for all. This vision of equality and justice is not just an ideal, but a practical guide for building a better world. The Quran eloquently articulates the concept of human unity by tracing the origin of humanity back to a single soul. This profound idea is not just a theological assertion, but a call to recognize the inherent oneness of all human beings. Verse 4. 1 states, "This verse is a reminder of our shared beginnings and the divine wisdom in our creation." This verse establishes a powerful foundation for understanding human equality. It is a call to recognize that every individual, regardless of gender, race, or background, shares the same origin and thus the same inherent value. By emphasizing a shared origin, the Quran dismantles any notion of inherent superiority or inferiority based on gender. It challenges us to look beyond superficial differences and see the divine essence in each person. The creation of humankind from a single soul highlights the interconnectedness of all human beings. This interconnectedness is like the roots of a tree, deeply entwined and supporting one another. Men and women are not separate or independent entities, but rather two expressions of the same divine essence. This understanding encourages mutual respect and cooperation between genders. This understanding fosters a sense of unity and brotherhood, or sisterhood among all members of the human family. It is a call to embrace our shared humanity and work together for the common good. It underscores the idea that we are all equal stakeholders in the human experience, sharing a common origin, a common purpose, and a common destiny. This shared purpose is to live in harmony and contribute positively to the world. Furthermore, the verse emphasizes the divine act of creation, reminding us that all human beings are brought into existence by the same Creator. This divine act is a testament to the equality and unity of all people. This shared origin implies a fundamental equality before God, irrespective of gender or any other social construct. It is a powerful reminder that in the eyes of the Creator, we are all equal. Just as all colors originate from the same spectrum of light, all human beings emanate from the same divine source. This metaphor beautifully illustrates the diversity and unity of humanity. This shared divine imprint bestows upon all individuals an inherent dignity and worth that transcends any worldly distinctions. It calls us to honor and respect each person as a unique expression of the divine. The concept of a single soul as the origin of humanity serves as a powerful antidote to prejudice and discrimination. It challenges us to confront and overcome biases that divide us. It reminds us that any attempt to establish hierarchies based on gender is inherently flawed and contradicts the fundamental principles of creation as laid out in the Quran. This understanding calls for a re-evaluation of societal norms and practices. When we internalize the truth of our shared origin, we begin to see beyond the superficial differences that divide us and recognize the profound unity that binds us together as human beings. This realization is the foundation of a more just and compassionate world. The Quran further emphasizes the spiritual equality of men and women by highlighting the divine breath that animates all human beings. This divine breath is a profound concept that signifies the spiritual essence and life force given to every human being by God, making each person inherently valuable and dignified. In the Quran verse 1770, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu declares, "This verse is a powerful reminder of the special status and honor that God has bestowed upon all human beings, transcending gender, race, and ethnicity." This verse of Quran underscores the inherent dignity bestowed upon all human beings, regardless of gender, by virtue of being created in the image of God. It is a call to recognize and respect the divine essence within each person, fostering a sense of unity and equality among all people. The concept of the divine breath, often referred to as the Ruh, signifies a unique spiritual essence breathed into each human being by God. This Ruh is what gives us life and connects us to the divine, making us more than just physical beings. This divine spark elevates humanity above all other creatures and grants us a special status in the grand scheme of creation. It is a reminder of our potential for greatness and our responsibility to live up to the divine image within us. It is this divine breath that endows us with the capacity for reason, morality, and spiritual awareness, qualities that distinguish us from the rest of the natural world. These qualities enable us to make ethical decisions, seek justice, and strive for spiritual growth. The Quran emphasizes that this divine honor and dignity are not exclusive to men or women, but are shared equally by all human beings. This equality is a fundamental principle that should guide our interactions and relationships with one another. In the Quran verse 230 further reiterates this point, and mention, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, when your Lord said to the angels, Indeed, I will make upon the earth a successive authority. In the Quran states, this verse highlights the divine plan for humanity to be stewards of the earth, entrusted with the responsibility to care for and protect it. They said, Will you place upon it one who causes corruption therein and sheds blood, while we exalt you with praise and hallow you? This question from the angels reflects the potential for both good and evil within humanity, a duality that we must navigate with wisdom and integrity. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu said to his angels, Indeed, I know that which you do not know. This divine response underscores God's wisdom and the inherent potential within humanity to rise above our flaws and fulfill our divine purpose. This verse demonstrates that God's decision to create humanity, with all its potential for both good and evil, was a deliberate choice, and this choice encompasses both men and women equally. It is a call to recognize our shared humanity and work together to create a better world. The recognition of inherent dignity necessitates a profound respect for all human life. It is a call to action to uphold the rights and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background or circumstances. It compels us to treat each other with kindness, compassion, and justice, recognizing that every individual, regardless of gender, carries within them the divine spark of creation. This recognition should inspire us to build a society that values and protects the dignity of all its members. This understanding forms the basis for a just and equitable society, where the rights and dignity of all individuals are upheld and protected. It is a vision of a world where everyone is treated with the respect and honor they deserve, reflecting the divine breath that unites us all.